And here we go. Day one of the Dallas Cowboys training camp practice is officially in the books. And with that being said, we have so much news, notes, highlights, observations to break down in this video. And we're going to cover it all for you guys. But before we break down everything you need to know about today's practice, I need you guys to do me a big favor and go give a follow to all of the Cowboys media members on X, because guys, they do such a good job getting these highlights out for us, kind of enabling us to make these videos. And without them, the videos aren't even possible to make. So do me a favor and go follow them on X before we jump into all of the news and notes and observations of today's practice. But with that being said, let's kind of dive in. Now, the Dallas Cowboys coming in had a couple of big time question marks. One being, since CeeDee Lamb is kind of holding out, not really coming to practice, wants that new deal, who is going to step up and be the next man up? Obviously, you have Brandon Cooks, but who was going to cement themselves and, sort of position themselves to break out in 2024 at the wide receiver position? Now, there are a bunch of different names who are already starting to make a name for himself. For example, Jalen Tolbert is one guy who looks like he has the wide receiver 3 keys, and we'll see what he can do with them, right? Made an unbelievable grab in today's practice. It will be somewhere in the highlights today, but made a nice little comeback route, readjusted to the football, and made an outstretched arm type of catch, from Dak Prescott. Things that you love to see. So off of day one, I believe Jalen Tolbert is kind of positioning himself to be that wide receiver 3, but he has some competition because Jalen Brooks, a former 7th round pick of last season, he is starting to get better. He is dynamic. He is versatile as well. And again, it's about consistency. Which one of these guys is going to be able to do it each and every single day with the pads on throughout the preseason and showcase why they deserve that spot, right? You also have the 6th round pick in Ryan Flournoy, and you'll also have Cavante Turpin, who is an electric playmaker with the football in his hands. He is, almost guaranteed to see the field at some capacity, whether it's as a kick returner or a punt returner, lined up in the backfield as a running back, or in the slot, even on the outside as well. This dude could do everything for you. So I think they have a bunch of different guys who can fill in that wide receiver 3, and these guys are going to get a ton of opportunity throughout practice because CeeDee Lamb is still waiting to get that contract, which I think he will. I mean, when you have a player at that caliber, sometimes you just gotta pay him the big money. So I think they will end up doing that over the next few weeks or months. I don't know how long it will take, but hopefully they can get it done sooner rather than later. There's also Jalen Cropper as well, a bunch of Jalens trying to win that wide receiver 3 battle. But again, if you left it up to me, I would predict that Jalen Tolbert would be the guy to potentially win it. Now, alongside another big position group, the running back room, right? Ezekiel Elliott back in Dallas, getting some of the first team reps here, as well as Rico Dowdle, and you also have Deuce Vaughn, Malik Davis. I mean, there's a bunch of guys here that they actually believe in. Now, in terms of who's going to be the day one, I'm guessing it's going to be Zeke, right? He has that, the chemistry, the rapport with Dak and these guys already, but can he prove it in training camp? Once the pads come on, can he be consistent enough to keep that job? I guess we'll see. Got to see a lot of them today, with the starters. DeMarvion Overshawn is another guy who made a couple of big plays today in practice, dropping back in his zone coverages, picking up the tight ends, and just, showcasing his versatility as well, right? He's a guy that can drop back into his zone, a hook curl, a mid read, go over to the flats. He can also come up and bite down the run. He can get into the backfield and help get to the quarterback. So he's a dynamic player as well that they're extremely high on. Made some plays during practice today. We also got to see Micah Parsons run some off-ball linebacker, right? Usually coming off the edge, maybe even lined up as a defensive end. But today, more dropping back into zone, trying to, work in multiple different positions. And I continue, right? We're going to say this word a ton with the Cowboys all year. Dynamic, right? Need to have versatility, and a bunch of these guys have exactly that. That's something they've just proven. When you look, actually, before we get into anything else, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button, but more importantly, subscribe to the channel if you're new. It is free. It doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Dallas Cowboys every single day throughout training camp, preseason, regular season, breaking down film. I'm going to keep you guys updated with everything you need to know as long as you guys join the family. Again, if you guys in 3 weeks from now decide, all right, let me just unsubscribe, you can, right? It doesn't even matter that much, so join the family if you want to. Also, if you follow my Twitch, we will be live streaming some Cowboys games this season, reacting to them and kind of breaking down some film over there. So, Matty Dubs with 3 S's, or you could find the link to my Twitch in the description below. Now, with that being said, the starting offensive line today went from Terrence Steele at right tackle, Zach Martin at right guard. You also had Brock Hoffman at center, Tyler Smith at left guard, and then Chuma Adoga at left tackle. So that looks like it could potentially be your starting offensive line. Obviously, they're trying to, slowly adapt these rookies like the Tyler Guttins and the Cooper Beebes, right? They're trying to get these guys, acclimated here to the NFL playstyle. So yeah, we had that as our starting offensive line today, but that is subject to change. They're also expecting some really big things out of Mazi Smith, right? Second year, first round pick from last season, but second year, expecting that massive jump. And right, as a nose tackle, this dude is a difference maker. Yes, he can clog up the middle, but also shows some versatility in terms of creating some pressure at times, right? Mazi Smith, to me, is a guy that could take that big second year leap, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he is able to do that. You also have Justin Rogers, who you just drafted in the 7th round out of Auburn. He's an interesting player as well. They also have 2nd round draft pick Marshawn Nealon, Martis Lafu, the 3rd round pick, and then Kalen Carson as well, the 5th rounder, as a DB. So listen, if you're looking at this Cowboys team right now, they didn't do too much in the offseason, but they do have a lot of guys who bring versatility, a lot of guys who bring a different dynamic. I mean, and the one thing I know as well is they're going to compete hard, man. They're going to work hard. They want to, come in here and prove that, hey, this is still America's team, man. They're still here to prove everyone wrong. And I think over the next few weeks, as the pads come on, you're going to start to see this Dallas Cowboys team really, really get going, really work hard, and show how good of a football team they really, really can be. So with that being said, we should have a lot more to talk about tomorrow. Today was not really a padded practice at all. But again, once those pads come on, man, I am pumped to see what these guys can really showcase, what they can bring. And like I said, we're going to cover it throughout the entirety of the training camp. So join the family, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you're new. Also, comment down below, who are 3 players that you think could potentially break out here for the Cowboys this season, whether it's a rookie, a second-year player, a veteran, or someone they have just acquired to the team. Who do you think has the type of potential to break out? For me, I really do like Jalen Tolbert and his potential, but let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next Cowboys update. Peace.